Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Janani here. So I'm back again with another interesting tutorial of this very nice, bold and sexy look. So with no further ado, let's get inside the video. So guys, let's start off by applying some primer. So I'm using the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. So now let's move on to concealer. I'm applying the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Tan Sand. So guys, using my beauty blender, I'm taking this orange shade from the Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette. I'm just taking that. I'm not applying directly to my skin, so I'm just taking that in the beauty blender, and then I'm going to mix it with the concealer and then just dab it all around. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty foundation in the shade Brown Sugar. I'm going to shake this bottle well and just going to take a few pumps. So I'm going to be setting the foundation and concealer in place. So for the concealer, I'm going to be using the same banana shade powder from the Shapeshifter palette. And to set the foundation, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural Powder in the shade Medium Tan. So for contour, I'm going to be taking the same Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette, and I'm going to be taking the lighter brown in the palette, and I'm going to use the Real Techniques Duo Fiber Contour Brush. I always like to apply it in a circular motion so that the product gets distributed evenly. I'm going to define my jawline as well. So for contouring my nose, I'm going to take a smaller brush like this, and I'm going to load the same product and I'm going to contour my nose with that. So for blush, I'm going to be applying the Marc Jacobs Shameless Bold Blush in the number 210, and it's called Irresistible. It's a peach tone blush. For dusky skin tone, I think this is a very perfect color. So I'm going to be applying that with the MAC 134, I guess. Yeah, MAC 134 brush. So guys, let's move on to our eyebrows. So for that, I'm going to be using the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. I'm going to comb my eyebrows first. And then I'm going to start filling in the sparse areas of my brows. I don't want to be too dramatic. at the same time I don't want to go too less because the look itself is a little bold. So guys, for eyes, I'm going to be using the Jackyln palette. This is one of my favorite palette. So this palette doesn't have the names for all the shades. So I'm going to be showing you guys and just taking you through it. So the first two shades that I'm going to be taking is from the row to the second and the third shade. So I'm going to be mixing those two with my Wet n Wild P20 crease brush. So I'm going to be applying the shade just above my crease in circular motion. So guys, the next shade that I'm going to be applying is a little darker than the one that we previously used. So I'm going to be taking this brown here. So I'm going to use the same brush and just take that brown, and that I'm going to be applying it exactly on my crease. So guys, I'm done applying the brown shade. So let's move on to the main part. So for that, I'm going to be using this green shade that's in the last row. It's a matte green. You can use any kind of matte green. So this is more of an emerald kind of a shade. So to apply that, I'm going to be using this. This is a brush that came with the Naked 2 Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. So you can use any kind of flat brush, a dense flat brush like this. So I'm going to be using this today. So when applying a darker shade, you'll have to be really careful because you don't want to be applying it too much and then try to blend, because that's not going to work. So slowly build up layer by layer until you're satisfied with the amount of shade that's on your eyes, so that you don't have to like feel bad or then rub it again. So all sorts of messy things. So it's always better to build it up layer by layer. So I'm going to take a very little product on my brush. So I'm going to start applying from the outer corner and then taking it towards the inner corner. So I'm just going to pack it just there. I'm going to take it till my crease. And then through your crease to the inner corner. As you guys can see, I have applied a very little product, so I'm going to build it up from here. I'm going to make the second layer. Now I'm going to be applying the third layer. So I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to load the first two browns that we used, and I'm going to blend away any harsh lines that's there between the brown and the green that we applied. Since you're applying a very dark shade, so you don't want it to look as if like somebody punched on your eyes. So blending is the key always, so keep that in mind. So guys, we are done with applying all the matte shades. So let's move on to the shimmer shade. So today I'm going to be using this Urban Decay palette. It's called the Beauty with an Edge palette. It has all kinds of shimmers like this. So I'm going to be using this green color here. So to apply that, I'm going to be using this end, and for the shimmer shade not to move anywhere, for it to stick properly, I'm going to wet this side of the brush with the makeup setting spray. So I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter, this one, and I'm going to spray this both the sides. And then I'm going to take that shade and apply it right there. Load the product as much as you can, because this one is already sprayed with the setting spray, so the shimmer shade is not gonna move or is not gonna fall out. So guys, I'm going to take the same clean brush and I'm going to load the first two browns that we used. So I'm going to, blend away any harsh lines that's there. So guys, we're done with the eyelid. Let's move on to the lower lash line. So for that, I'm going to take this Zoeva 227 brush and I'm going to load the browns first and tap off the excess and start applying to the lower lash line. Okay, so I'm going to take the same brush that we applied this matte green shade and I'm going to load a very little product to it and then I'm going to apply to the lower lash line as well. So I'm going to use my index finger and take a very nice shimmery shade for my inner corners and the brow bone. So I'm going to be taking this pink shade that's on the first row. So I'm going to take that with my fingers and I'm going to be applying to the brow bone first. So I'm going to use my pinky finger to do the inner corners. So guys, let's move on to applying some eyeliner. For that, I'm going to be using this Makeupforever Aqua XL ink liner in black. So I'm going to make a wing today because you can easily sport a wing with this look because already you have something bold there. So I'm going to start off from the center and just work my way out. So guys, we're done with applying the eyeliner. Let's move on to tight lining a waterline. So I'm going to apply this black shade from the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil. So I'm going to apply this shade to the lower waterline and the upper waterline as well. So guys, as you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. So I'll be doing this eye off camera and I'll be back. So guys, as you can see, I've done this eye as well. So let's move on to applying some nice highlighter. So for that today, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. And I'm going to be taking this bronze shade here. So I'm going to be using this multitasker complexion brush from Sephora. Looks like that. So I'm going to load the product really well and tap off the excess and just apply it there. And I'm going to take it to my temples as well. So I'll be applying it to the bridge of my nose and some to the cupid's bow. And I also like to apply it a little above my eyebrows, just here. So next I'm going to be curling my lashes and applying some nice coat of mascara. So I'm curling my lashes first. So I'm going to be applying the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Okay guys, we're done with the makeup, so let's finish it off with a very nice lipstick. So today I'm going to be using the Zoeva liquid lipstick in the shade Courtesy Call. It's a very nice mauvey shade, which I really like along with this makeup, because there are a lot of bold colors happening. So you know, it'll be really nice when you apply something nude, something mauve. So guys, as you can see, that's the finished look. So I'm gonna finish it off with applying this makeup setting spray. So this is from Urban Decay. It's called the All Nighter. So I'm gonna shake this really well and just gonna spray it all over to set my makeup in place. So guys, hope you all like this video. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on social media as well. So see you all in the next video. Love you all. Bye.